it's something I want to discuss. And I want your input. I want to get to the bottom of this. We're going to fix World of Warcraft. We're going to do it. Me and you. You, the viewer. You. That's right, you. You sat there right now watching this. How do we fix? How do we make World of Warcraft great again? Not memeing. Not memeing. How do we actually do it? You know, I've been thinking about this, right? It's a question we ask quite a lot here on this stream. Going forward, what changes can be made to fix this? You know, either to not necessarily bring loads of people back, but minimum maintain the players they've got. What do they do? I guess it's two different beasts, right? For classic and retail, but we'll talk about classic. Hardcore server for classic. I feel like fully embracing the hardcore mode definitely could be a step in the right direction. Do you guys think that maybe having either a server or an actual dedicated mode that you make on the character creation screen, the rules like built into the character, like fully, like not being able to use the auction house and stuff and blah blah blah? You think that would be something like that would be cool for classic? That would bring more people back, or like what? I feel like including an actual mode, right, would be good. Even a server, that'd be pretty cool. You know, and then at 60 the rules open up and blah 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 blah. And and maybe there's options at 60 to do other things, right? Maybe once you're 60, you talk to a guy. You know how they do it at the moment? Like you can either, oh, you've done the challenge now, or you can go into the guild. Maybe something like that, right? Or it's other things that open up for your character. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. But like a fully embraced hardcore mode. I like it, boys. I like it. Someone said something about old school RuneScape. That's what I wanted to. Best thing would be to implement changes with each season and smaller changes with each patch of a season. And have a community vote on changes like old school RuneScape. Yeah, I think that could. Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, so like a voting system. Do you think a voting system could work? So like how old school RuneScape did it. Do you think something like that would work? The problem they have in the old school RuneScape community, right, is you have the PvE and PvP community, and they often conflict in what they want with the game, right? But would that be as much of a problem in WoW? Would that be a bigger problem? I mean, for different reasons. I guess you'd have to do it for, if you did it for Classic, you'd have to have your own like voting thing, right? And then for retail, you'd have your own voting thing. But I think something like that would definitely be a step in the right direction, right? Just absurd changes out there, or like I don't know, say they come up with however many ideas and was like boom, 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 put it on the poll, and it would be interesting to see like what people would actually want, right? Unironically though, I think that they need to embrace the community side a lot more, a lot more, like factual. At least the way I see it, right, is when I think of WoW, I do think of like, you know, the community side of it and having like your server like identity, right? That means a lot to me, right? Like I like the community. I like seeing the same people on like your server and stuff. But oh, I know that guy from blah blah blah. Like Lawson. I still see Lawson on like, well, I don't play TBC7 that much anymore, right? But I met him like 2 years ago in that Scarlet Monastery video, and then just see him about, just getting up to shit. Like that's cool. I like that. Or like a sense of a community. I like that side of it. Whereas I don't want to be in this like. This is what retail suffers from, right? You go on there and it's just like, you just. It doesn't really matter who you see or talk to, right? I did a poll on my channel. I'll have to find it. I said about like blah blah blah. I asked a load of questions, but the main one was like, will you play Season of Mastery? I think I think it was around like 55-60% said no, like straight up. And the comments were just like loads of people saying how it's too soon, right? But definitely like the sensitive community. I like being in. I like going to Stormwind and seeing the people just like hanging out and you're, oh, this guy's always here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy it. Like, what I enjoy most about WoW is, you know, some of the most fun times I've had on WoW has been like, you know, when we did the bloke thing. We got all the level 1s involved and we had like a load of people on the server, and then we had the Horde that were like, oh, we're gonna try and stop them. I thought that was like, that's really cool. To me, that's really fun. But I really do enjoy the community side of WoW. To me, that's the most important thing. That's why I think I just got fed up with TBC, because the sense of community was gone. Everyone sat in the air and they're flying mount or prey logging or whatever, and just got to the point where like no one's there. Like, I mean, there's videos where, you remember the streams where we tried to go meme it? It's like just being in a ghost town, right? Like no one would communicate, no one would talk. It was like, f this. It was on Classic, you'd join, you know, you'd LARP for a bit. It was good. It isn't like an easy solution, right? Like it's never going to be easy to just fix it. Let's just fix WoW, boom. Like, so many people have different opinions. I mean, we sit here in this chat, right? There's so many people with a lot of different opinions. Okay, let me ask a question. What's the most important thing to you guys for a game like World of Warcraft? For the MMO genre, actually, okay, let me rephrase it. For the MMO genre, right? What is the these? You can only say one thing. What is the most important thing for you? I'd like to ask Retail Andy's that. Community. Boobs. All right. Keeping that sense of community is definitely right. Step in the right direction, right? That's very important. In terms of like content, how do we fix that? Do you guys think that the current way Season Marshall's doing it is? I mean, when's next phase out? It's this month, isn't it? 16th. Well, there you go. I'm not even 60 yet. I'm not even 60 yet. Yeah, so like the current way they do it, what do you guys think they could do about actual content in the game? Do you want to see like a cycle? Or do you want to see actual fresh new content for Classic? Like, what do you want? And it'd be cool to ask, like, the community and get like a... If you just surveyed everyone in-game, send emails out and ask what people would want, right? Build upon both. If you ask what people would want, like in terms of like content, would they want new content added or carry on with how they're doing it now or blah 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 blah? I wonder what people would say. I'd be very interested in like an old school, like a Classic Plus, like an old school RuneScape, how they're doing it, right? Where it's like it's the same core game. What you love about the game is still there, you know, with relevant new content. I think quite a lot of people would be interested in that, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Why do you think WoW does so good upon release and then up till like just before AQ, right? Why do you think it normally falls off around that? I mean, obviously, not as fun for people and stuff, right? Yeah, if they went for a Classic Plus route, like how would they do it? Like what would they actually do? They'd be like, oh, okay, so for the first however many, would we do phases 1 to 6, release that, and then boom, go into something else, or like what? What would you guys? What extent of a Classic Plus would you want? Would you want the whole 60 the experience to be different? Like, how would you want them to do it? Like, it would be a lot of work, a lot of work. Like, imagine you got to 60 and then they was like, you didn't do Molten Core, you didn't do anything. It was completely different. Like, imagine they completely changed it. Imagine how much work that would take. Jeez. But let's say for argument's sake that did happen, right? You got to 60 and the raids were different. It was completely the way you actually like the things you know and love like about the late game isn't there anymore. They've changed it with something else. Imagine that happened. What would happen? Would the game still be popular? With like, you know, it's like completely different raids, all new and stuff. Like, obviously they wouldn't be able to straight up do that, right? Because there's a lot of, I mean, the game's like integral to like the late game raids and stuff, right? How it's like planned out and that, especially with like gearing and quests and previous and, you know what I mean. But for argument's sake, imagine they did do that. You see that a lot with people saying about like the whole voting system. I feel like that's something they probably will do, right? Eventually, you'd like to think, but then again. It is Blizzard saying like, oh, with them announcing they're going to be doing seasonal, is that pretty much them just saying, yeah, we're not going to be doing a plus, right? What's the extent of how much they change it? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like, imagine next season it's like a season of fucking, I don't know. Like, what would they actually like? What could they do? Yeah, I feel like, you know, community. Creating like fresher content that still like pays, you know, that doesn't take away from the main game, like a voting system, something like that. Basically, what we've said is Blizzard just need to all in RP, basically, unironically, right? Community is a true end game. Exactly that. Exactly that. I feel like you're right. So basically, so this is how you fix World of Warcraft. The definitive answer: invest in RP, create a big sense of community. Boom. Everyone's happy. We did it, boys. We fixed World of Warcraft. No one thought it could be done, but we did it. RP is the only way, boys. We did it. Blizzard, hire me.
Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Mr. Spindly. Lambalot and Brain Hacker. Thank you, Battlebuster. And Galahad. And Leeds. And Starglitter.